Women married 10 plus years. What's something your husband does that still makes you swoon? When he leaves little notes for me to find that say I love you or something sweet like that. When he buys me flowers or a plant just because he saw it and thought I might like it. For a few years I'd been talking about wanting to start a small veggie garden. One day he came to me with plans in hand. He'd drawn it up, researched what we needed to buy, and priced it all out. He came to me and said, let's go to Home Depot. I'm going to build your garden area today. My husband is not a handy type, so this was really unexpected and sweet. He's just a good man. I got lucky. A guy I met in my early 20s was the richest person I've ever known. His dad was CFO for a big bank, but died when my friend was 14. He grew up in a massive mansion, had his rent paid for in a luxury rental building, and had unlimited funds for drugs. Eventually, his mom forced him to go to rehab, which he did for a cup. Brings me an unsolicited snack / cup of drink. Fetches a clean laundry from the dryer before I can. Remembers some little detail from early in our relationship that makes him smile. Bonus points if I remember it. 2. Gets all goofy with our pets. Explains something actually kind of complicated to our teenaged son rationally and in such a way that it's understood. He is always thinking of me. A month ago he drove 90 miles each way to get a t-shirt I saw at downtown Disney but was too tired to buy when we were there the previous week. He makes mental notes of what catches my eye and files it for later. Married 29 years this summer. I wake him up every day because he works nights and alarms don't wake him. I always gently shake him, then turn on the bathroom light before kissing him on the forehead. When I kiss him, he sleepily mumbles God I love you. He never remembers saying it when he is fully awake, so I know it's his subconscious thought and it makes me all warm and squishy. Also, when I mess up making dinner and it is barely edible and he exaggerates how good it is, but maybe doing or adding this thing would make it even better. Or when I'm having anxiety about a new experience and he takes it upon himself to detail exactly what will happen and what is expected of me without me having to ask. Married 20 years, cuddles me in his sleep, the smell of his neck, especially in the morning, always wants to shower together, has long interesting conversations with me on a daily basis, finds me sexy, his laughter, his kindness, his amazing butt, legs, shoulders, face, etc. Damn, I better give him a call. He makes me swoon on an almost daily basis with random acts. One thing that gets me every time is when we go do outdoorsy things. If there is any sort of big step or hop over a creek, any sort of obstacle, he always turns around and offers his hand to help me over / around the obstacles. He just does this without hesitation or any word from me, and it just is so thoughtful to me. Married 12 years this Christmas. We can drive each other nuts, but there are so many moments he makes me swoon. When he sings to me, takes care of me during my sarcoid flare-ups, or when an inside joke pops up and we have a laughing fit together. Seeing him walk out of a door wearing sunglasses with his hair slicked back, or when he scoops up our dog and just loves on her. Sometimes just watching how gentle he can be, even though he's 6 feet 4 inches and a big guy, does it too. When we are driving and he puts his hand on my knee or surprises me with coffee at work. I just love everything about him. Husband here. Together 12 years. When my wife wakes up and smiles at me, that first moment on a good morning. Because, let's say it, we are not always morning people. It always makes my heart flutter. She's my best friend and makes me feel like the luckiest fella on earth. Also, sometimes she plays video games. When she gets right into them, and it's so cute. The face she makes, everything she does makes me swoon really. She makes me feel like I'm 20 all over again. We are coming up on our 12-year anniversary this summer. That man still sometimes calls me 2 to 3 times a day just to hear the sound of my voice. I get half a dozen random I love you chat messages every single day. He does thoughtful little things like set out my jammies when I'm in the shower, or wrap a warm blanket around my shoulders straight out of the dryer when he is doing laundry and I'm just gaming on weekend mornings. The thing that makes me thirsty though, and he does it all the time cause he likes to see that glint in my eye, is just put on a belt, which he normally doesn't, and lean up against the wall, so it exposes the top of his hips a little bit. I don't know what it is, but that belt slash chain slash skin juxtaposition on that man drives me nuts, and probably closer to swooning than the other stuff, which just makes my heart melt into a big ol' love puddly slash clarity. Married 8 years, but together for 13, living together 12.5 years. When he leans his head on my shoulder. The other day, I was taking a shower, and he came into the bathroom, just to give me a kiss, then he went back to cooking. When he lets me sleep in, even when it's my day, to take care of the dogs, when I'm crying, or having a panic attack, and he helps me sit up straight to help me breathe. And repeats that he's here for me, and assures me it'll pass, and holds my hand, and tells me he loves me. When he cuddles with our pets. When he tells me I can go sit in the car at the end of a shopping trip, because he knows how anxious I get at the register. Random hugs and kisses. When we are falling asleep, and he wraps his arms around me. Neck kisses. Doing creative work like carving, sculpting, sketching, etc. Smiling. When my husband is working on a project he always has plumber butt. I'm conditioned to love seeing that crack because it means he's working to make our home better for the family. I just smile right back at it. When I tell him about any problematic male coworker and he offers to come by the office to have a talk with him. Obviously I don't need him at my place of work kissing his muscles, but it's nice that he's protective of me. When he tells me I'm beautiful, like he's seeing me for the first time. When he puts on a suit, whoosh. When he is working from home, and I overhear him being all businessy and bossy, does something to me. There are tons of things though, that he does that makes me appreciate him so much. When my hands are sore, he will pre-open and close my drinks, so I don't have to. When he sits and chats with our young adult sons. I love seeing the relationship with the three of them. Watching him stand up for others, or offer someone a helping hand. The fact that we can go from a very serious conversation, then making it twisted, we just get each other, and we laugh most of the time. Last but not least, he knows I love nature, and on good days he takes me for a drive through the countryside. Now I must go find him and hug him. Married 12 years, high school sweethearts, the face he makes when he is thinking hard and doesn't know I'm watching him. He's got ADHD, and when he focuses super hard and doesn't realize he's pursing his lips a certain way. He's usually doing it while trying to troubleshoot a DIY thing we are doing together. He's also got the softest but strongest hands and keeps his nails neat, so I always swoon when he touches me. Okay, married 4, but dated for 6. Counts right. Honestly, every time he brings back tiny powdered donuts for an addition to my morning coffee I about melt. He knows those things are like crack for me. Also, when he steals my bathrobe and walks around the house in it post shower, I feel not only is he incredibly hot, but it's like going back to the early days of dating, where seeing them in your clothes is like marking your turf. So yeah, bathrobes. I also appreciate that he is vocal about appreciating what I do around the house. It makes me much more willing to do dishes, laundry, pack lunch, etc. He loves meeting new people, so he can brag about me. It'd be embarrassing if he didn't get so excited over it. We've been together since 1998. Married 14 years. I brag about him all the time too, but the look he gets in his eyes makes me melt. I'm an artist and work in multiple mediums, but oils are my most popular and sell well at a gallery in Dallas and by commission. I'm still flabbergasted that one of my paintings hit 41k upvotes on Reddit. When we meet someone new, my husband gets these glittery eyes and whips out my business card from his wallet to hand to them. He does this because of the reaction my card gets, followed by him bragging about my paintings lol. The front side is of one of my cat paintings that won some awards, and the back side has my info. The response is, literally, always does she photograph anything other than pets? To which he sucks in a big breath and smiles ear to ear before saying, that's an oil painting. Then tells them my history, methods, all the mediums I work in, how many countries I've sold something in, and things I do for other artists. He gets downright giddy. Meanwhile I sit there and enjoy watching him the whole time. He's my biggest support. I love him deeply and he makes me feel loved. It's not because he's talking about me, it's because he loves me so much that he wants to talk about me. That is so deeply meaningful, makes me feel special. I go out of my way daily to do nice things for him and remind him how awesome and handsome and funny he is. We spend a lot of time laughing,